On the grounds for our breeding goat show. This is your 5-minute warning. Senior showmanship. 5 minutes to showtime. Good morning. Welcome to the Shippensburg Community Fair for the 2026 Junior Breeding Goat Show. Our judge this morning is Miss Karen Noel. She grew up on a farm in Cambria County. She earned her animal science degree at Penn State and now worked at Penn State Extension as an animal science educator. Today, Karen and her husband Matt, along with their children Zoe, Jake, and Coulter, own and operate Clover Knoll Bar Goats. They strive to produce quality genetics and market goat projects that are competitive across the country. Let's put our hands together and welcome Karen and Zoe here with us this morning. With that, we're ready for our senior showmanship class. Senior showman, please make your way into the ring. Trinity Pierce, Lacey Lehman, Katie Miller, Aubrey Watkins, Taylor Sturm, Austin Smith, and Emma Wagner. Exhibitors, just a note for you. The screen in the barn is not working, so please do not rely on that to know what class we are on. Keep track of the show, ask the barn help, and be ready for your classes. Jordan Naylor, Allie Lehman, Kayla Zelafro, Jaden Harvey, Brenda Gable.
morning, everyone. Nice cool morning. We finally broke that heat. That's kind of good news. Everybody should be feeling pretty good this morning. Awesome class to start out here with our senior showmanship. In my opinion, they kind of broke themselves apart here pretty easily. The young lady that we're going to start the class with, just phenomenal job from top to bottom. Great ring awareness, good presence in the ring, knows what to do with her doe, has her set up, looking the part. That's what we want to see. The young lady in second place here again does an awesome job. Really good ring presence, has her doe set up, maybe just not quite as refined or as smooth as the young lady that we have in first. And I know we kind of get to do this a little bit more at county fairs than maybe some other shows, but going down and asking everybody parts of goats, she was close but not quite, but that's probably one of the things that kind of gave our first place the advantage there. But again, phenomenal job, congratulations. The young lady that we have in third, again, does a really nice job with her doe here. Maybe just not quite as refined, not as smooth moving around the animal, maybe just not quite as confident in what you're doing, but you did a really nice job. You had that doe pretty much set up and doing what you need to do, so congratulations there. The young man that we have coming out next, again, a nice job, good awareness of the ring where he needs to be. Just maybe need to work on having those feet and legs set up, get him a little bit more square to move up any higher. Congratulations. The young lady that we have coming out next, again, doing a nice job. Not picking on the dairy goats, I promise. I think we just need to maybe work on some feet and leg placement, some ring awareness, making sure that they're set up, making sure that you're aware of what's going on in the ring and making sure that you're on the right side of the animal. Same with the young man kind of coming out next. Just make sure that your goat is always between you and the judge, making sure that we have those feet and legs placed. And another thing I'm just going to comment on quickly, whenever we're out here showing, you're kind of doing a job. So I know everybody wants to pet and love on their animals, but you kind of want them to be working. So it's time to go to work in the ring. But again, I think you do a nice job, present your animal well. Thank you today. The young lady that coming out here, she has her goat fit up, clipped up really nicely. I certainly appreciate that. Just need to work on, again, making sure that we have those feet and legs set up. Try and get that collar. If you want to choke that up a little bit more, a couple times you had it kind of halfway down the neck. Just helps them hold their head up more if you get that choked up. Let's give them all a big round of applause. Congratulations.
Results from our junior breeding senior showmanship for goats. First place, Katie Miller. Second, Taylor Storm. Third, Lacey Lehman. Fourth, Aubrey Watkins. Fifth, Trinity Pierce. Sixth, Austin Smith. And seventh, Emma Wagner. Next class in the ring is our intermediate showman. Tyler Best, Sophia Hester, Sam Hester, Jordan Naylor, Allie Lehman, Kayla Zelafro, Jaden Harvey, Brinlea Gamble. Exhibitors in this class are 14 to 16 years of age. Breeding goat showman in the junior division, please make your way to ringside. Junior division showman, make your way to ringside. Jacob Best, Lane Brenneis, Jace Kelly, Addison Martin, Emmeline Martin, Christopher Kelly, Faith Deal.
showmanship, our intermediate showmanship class here. In my opinion, a little bit closer from top to bottom. We have some gives and takes, some differences. I don't think we just ran away with it, but I think that we had kind of a clear winner as we came out here, worked and worked and worked a little bit longer. I think the young lady here in the blue that we're going to start with, I think she just did the nicest, most complete job from start to finish. Had her goat set up, knew the role she needed to play. I love how up-headed and that you had those feet and legs set down square for me every time. Knew your position and where you needed to be in the ring, and how to move around the ring. Just great job there to start off this class. The young lady that we have in second also did a great job. Good ring presence, great eye contact, good intensity. The only thing I could say or take away from you, we have feet and legs just every little bit. Just a little bit out of place, and if we could get that head up just a little bit more, make her come up and pull herself up there, make her look a little bit better. But again, you did a phenomenal job out here. Great job. The young lady that we have in third, I think you worked yourself up the longer that we stood out here. You kind of started bringing it all together and pulling things together. I think you do a nice job out here. Your goat maybe doesn't want to work with you as much today as the two in the class above you. Could work to just be a little bit quicker on some things, a little quicker to set up. But again, you did a nice job out here as well. The next two that we have coming out here, I think this was a very close pair in my mind. You could probably switch them either which way. I think probably the closest pairing that we had out here. These two young ladies both did a nice job. Good ring presence, that you had your goats set up at all times. I think the young lady here in first, maybe just a little bit more aware, a little bit more attentive to what was going on in the ring, but you both did a phenomenal job as well. The young man that we have coming out next, you were doing a great job. You started off really strong, came out here. You have a big old doe kind of in the ring here. She does not like to stand in a straight line. So that's something that you need to work on with her. Kind of what sort of pulled you out here whenever we came and we did that last lap. You kind of got buried back behind there, which also not around the back of the goat. But you kind of got buried back there, which happens. The ones coming up in front of you or behind you rather, they can come up and kind of shove you out of the way and sort of push you to the back. If that ever happens, the thing to do is just come out, run a lap, make a circle, and get yourself back in line where you need to be. But again, you did a nice job out here as well. The next showman that we have out here, good job. Just a quieter showman, just a little bit easier, laid back, just kind of out here hanging out with your goat, doing your thing. We could just work a little bit more on intensity, kind of getting in the game here. I think that would move you up the line here a little further. Congratulations. The next young lady that we have, you have a goat that didn't want to be out here, didn't want to work with you, and that happens. You just got to kind of stay with it and fight with it, and I know that's frustrating. Again, feet and leg placement. Whenever I go and I handle the goats, you do want to brace them and work on that, but you did a nice job out here as well. And kind of the same story here. You had a partner that just didn't want to dance today with you, so you just kind of got to deal with that as it comes. Good job. Congratulations. Let's give this class a round of applause.
Results for intermediate showman. First place, Jordan Naylor. Second, Allie Lehman. Third, Lexi Carter. Fourth, Sophia Hester. Fifth, Bunny Gamble. Sixth, Tyler Best. Seventh, Sam Hester. Eighth, Jaden Harvey. Ninth, Kayla Zellafro. Next class in the line is our junior showman. Jacob Best, Lane Bruneyes, Jace Kelly, Addison Martin, Emmeline Martin, Christopher Kelly, and Faith Deal. Showmen in this class are ages 11 to 13. 11 to 13. Breeding goat exhibitors. Novice showman, please make your way to ringside. Novice showman, make your way to ringside. Amelia Brown, Gatlin Snyder, Kason Fraker, and Warren Brown.
somehow it gets harder the farther down in classes that we go. I think a great group of showmen out here from top to bottom. These kids did an outstanding job, certainly made my job harder today. I think the young man that we're going to start off with, just the most complete showman out here from start to finish. When we came out in the ring, it's hard to take the lead. Your goat didn't want to walk, and that can be a frustrating thing, but I think you did a phenomenal job with setting that goat up. Great ring awareness, great ring presence, good intensity. You were out here to do a job, and you did that job, and I appreciate that. Congratulations. Job well done. The young lady that we have out here in second, I think it was really close between you and first place. The only thing I would say, we needed to work a little bit a couple times. I caught you with those feet not quite set square, but I think you did a great job out here as well. Good ring presence. You were leading that goat. You had her set up most of the time pretty well. You're looking good. That's your job out here, so great job. Congratulations. The next young man that we have, I think you did a good job as well. Just maybe not quite as intense as the two in the class above you. Maybe not quite as quick to get things set up, quick to get things where they need to be. But you did a great job out here as well. Congratulations. The next young man that we have in line, again, a good job, I would say. The thing that placed you over some of the ones maybe a little bit below you. Whenever we were walking in the circle, you kept setting that goat up. Whenever we stopped, you were setting it up. I appreciate that. I like to see that. You always want to make your goat look its best. One thing I would say, whenever we were out here for our rear view to start, you kind of were on the wrong side of the goat. You kind of showing it a little bit like a steer there. Perfectly fine, but you want to be on the other side of the goat there. Also, never cross your hands behind your back. Never walk around the back side of a goat. But you did a good job. You have great ring presence. Good job in the ring here today. The next young lady that we have out here, again, kind of the same thing. Just maybe need a little bit more intensity, a little more kind of get in the game. Maybe a little bit quicker to get those feet and legs set up, but you did a good job. You have the fundamentals down. Good job today. The next young man that we have, I think you have kind of the basics down. You know what needs to be done. Just need to be a little bit quicker, a little bit more intense, a little bit faster to get those things done, get your goat set up. Good job out here as well. The next young lady, again, kind of the same thing. You have the basics down. You know kind of the gist of what needs to be done. It's a little bit more tense, a little more in the game. Get a little bit quicker with those movements, and you can give them a run for their money. Congratulations. Let's give them all a big round of applause.
Results from our junior division showmanship: first place, Christopher Kelly; second, Addison Martin; third, Jace Kelly; fourth, Lane Bruneyes; fifth, Faith Deal; sixth, Jacob Best; and seven, Emmeline Martin. Next class in the ring is our novice showmen: Amelia Brown, Warren Brown, Gatlin Snyder, and Kaysen Fraker. Judges in this, or exhibitors in this class, are ages 8 to 10-year-olds. Breeding good exhibitors. Up next is our champion showmanship drive. From the senior division, we'll need Katie Miller, intermediate Jordan Naylor, and junior Christopher Kelly. Also on standby, we'll need Taylor Sturm out of the senior division.
There is nothing I love more than a class of little ones out here showing their goats, and what a good class that we have out here. Top to bottom, you guys are phenomenal. You're doing a great job out here. I think the young lady that wins this class out here today, just a really complete showman for being this young. She knows what's going on. She has great ring awareness, great ring presence. She's got that goat set up, even though she's kind of given her a little fit. She stuck with it and got her to do what she needed her to do. Great job, good eye contact, good intensity. You did a great job out here today. Congratulations. I think it was pretty close between our first and second. The young man that we have here in second, you're also doing an awesome job. Got your goat set up where you want it to be. Great eye contact, maybe just not quite as intense as the young lady that we start off with, but you did a great job as well. Congratulations. The young man that we have here in third, man, he's got that mean mugging eye contact down. I think you're doing a great job. Want to get that goat set up a little bit squarer, but you're doing a great job out here. You've got good fundamentals, good basics. You keep it up and you're going to give them run for their money. The next young man that we have out here, I love that you're just so happy to be out here. I love to see a smile on your face, that you're having a good time. One thing I want to commend you for, when you were walking around the ring, your goat didn't really want to walk, did it? No, but you stuck with it and you kept and you made the full lap and used the whole ring. Congratulations to you. You did a good job. Let's give him a round of applause.
Results of our novice division. First place, Amelia Brown. Second, Warren Brown. Third, Kaysen Fraker. And fourth, Gatlin Snyder. We're now ready for our champion showmanship drive. Champion showman. Representing the senior division, Katie Miller. Your intermediate champion, Jordan Naylor. Winning the junior division, Christopher Kelly. And your novice champion, Amelia Brown.
What a phenomenal group of showmen that we have out here. We talk in every class about showmanship and what your job is, and really the job of the showman is pretty important in getting these things shown, obviously. But whenever we bring them out here, the job of a showman is to present that animal to the best of your ability. And you may not have the best animal in the ring. Your job is to maximize their potential, to show their best qualities and maximize and get the best look that you can out of them and kind of minimize any faults that we have. And just to do what you can to make them look the best that you possibly can. And I think these showmen out here are all doing a phenomenal job with that. I'll tell you, you look across the board at our winners from each class. They've all done an outstanding job. Let's give them all a big round of applause. I mean, we're just picking one champion, but I think you have all done a phenomenal job out here. There's one that just kind of it has probably a little bit more experience, a little more time in the show ring, and the most polished out here. Young lady out here, out of your seniors will be your champion. Congratulations.
Grand champion showman for our breeding goats goes to Katie Miller. Katie is a previous winner of our Supreme Showmanship contest and not eligible to represent the breeding goat exhibitors. So we're going to bring in the second place from our senior division, Taylor Stern, and these guys will drive to represent the breeding goats on Friday night.
Again, you bring out that second here, and all of our showmen are still doing a phenomenal job, but I think the young lady, whenever we drop her out a second, maybe just has just a little bit more poise, a little bit more smoothness, a little bit more completeness, polish. Time in the ring, young lady out a second there will be your champion. Congratulations.
Representing the breeding goats on Friday night in Supreme Showmanship will be Taylor Storm. Congratulations. All right, breeding goat exhibitors, we're now ready to move into our dairy breeds. Dairy breeds. First up is our La Manchas. La Mancha Senior Kid Class, 2 entries. Emma Wagner with Mythical Venus and Emma Wagner with Always Regent. At ringside, we should have our La Mancha Senior Dry Yearling, Emma Wagner's Sassafras.
You'll be in front. Then you're back. There you go. A nice little class here to start off our dairy show. I think the young lady goat that we're going to start off the class with, maybe just a tick longer sided, maybe just a little bit wider from stifle to stifle than our second place, but 2 nice little dairy does out here to start off our show. Congratulations.
Results of our La Mancha Senior Kid, first place, Emma Wagner, and second, Emma Wagner. Next class in the ring, Senior Dry Yearling La Manchas, 1 entry from Emma Wagner with Sassafras.
just a single entry out here for this La Mancha class. I think a doe that certainly stands to earn that blue ribbon here. Lots of dairy breed character up through that front end, nice and slender through her neck, plenty long-sided, stands uphill there, runs uphill for us. Just a nice doe out here. Congratulations.
La Mancha senior draw yearling, first place to Emma Wagner. Next in the ring, we'll be selecting our La Mancha junior champion doe. We'll bring back Emma Wagner's senior kids and her senior draw yearling.
A nice little drive out here that we have for our La Mancha does. I think we're going to go ahead and use the young ladies doe out of that second class there to be your champion. I think just more structurally correct. I like her build. I liked her breed character. Not to take anything away from our younger doe out here. I think she's just got a little better build there than our younger one. Congratulations.
La Mancha junior champion doe goes to Emma Wagner's senior draw yearling and reserve to Emma Wagner's senior kid doe. Next class is La Mancha milker, 2 years and under 3. We have one entry from Emma Wagner with Ginger.
Just a single entry out here again. I think another doe out here. Good dairy breed character up through that front end. Runs uphill for us, structurally correct. If we could change anything, I might like to change the uniformity or the position of that udder, the udder there, and maybe make her teats just a little bit more desirable. Let's give this young lady a round of applause.
La Mancha milker, 2 years and under 3. First place to Emma Wagner. Our next class, milker, 3 years and under 4. One entry from Emma Wagner with Jupiter.
Again, another nice doe that the young lady brings us out here today. Again, plenty long-sided, runs uphill, good dairy breed character. We might like to make her udder a little bit more uniform there. Again, off her rear view. Let's give the young lady a nice round of applause.
La Mancha milker, 3 years and under 4. First place to Emma Wagner. Next in the ring, we're ready to select our senior champion doe from the La Manchas. We need Emma Wagner's milker, 2 years and under 3, and Emma Wagner's milker, 3 years and under 4.
Two nice does out here in our senior drive. Some gives and takes here with each of them. One, we have a little bit of a better shape to our udder, but we're a little bit ununiform there. The other doe there, maybe we'd like to change the shape and the structure to her udder, change the teat structure there. I think it's that, with that in mind, that we're going to go ahead and use the doe out of our last class will be your champion, and this will be reserved. Congratulations.
Senior champion doe goes to Emma Wagner's milker 3 years and under 4, and reserved to Emma Wagner's milker 2 years and under 3. We're now going to bring back our junior doe and our senior doe champion in reserve, and we're going to select our grand champion of the La Mancha Dairy Goats.
I think whenever you bring out seniors and compare them to junior does, you have one in milk, you kind of have a production kind of female here, you know what you have, you know what you're getting, and then you're comparing that to a junior doe that you certainly like what you see. We haven't necessarily put her into production yet, but I really like the structural correctness, the quality, the side profile view, how this doe is built and put together. Your junior is going to go ahead and be your champion.
Your champion La Mancha doe, exhibited by Emma Wagner from the junior does, Sassafras.
And then from there, I think it gets a little bit closer, the type and kind that you want to see. I like that reserve there out of our junior does, but I think we're going to go ahead and follow up with this senior doe here. Again, nice dairy breed character to be reserved today. Congratulations.
Reserve Grand La Mancha doe goes to Emma Wagner's milker, 3 years and under 4, Jupiter. Up next, we'll have a class of La Mancha dairy herd, one entry from Emma Wagner.
Four entries out here to complete this dairy herd. I think the young lady has a good herd here of La Manchas. Lots of good dairy breed and quality, nice and up-headed, nice sleek necks, good conformation, correct on our feet and legs. These does all run uphill. I think a nice herd out here for the young lady. Congratulations.
First place La Mancha dairy herd goes to Emma Wagner. Next class, La Mancha dam and daughter. Emma Wagner, one entry with Jupiter and Venus. Dairy goat exhibitors, Nubians, are up next.
just a single entry out here for our dam and daughter class. Again, some of the things that we talked about, whenever you have dam and daughter, you want to see those good qualities come out in your daughter. You want to see some improvement from year to year and breeding to breeding. And I think that we see out here, good set out here. Congratulations.
La Mancha Dam and Daughter first place awarded to Emma Wagner. Congratulations, Emma. We're ready for our Nubian senior kid class. 2 entries, Emma Wagner's Enduring Ava and Emma Wagner's Rapunzel.
We're going to leave them how they stand out here for our Nubians. The young lady's gray one here, excuse me, will be first place. I love the angularity, the slender neck, the build of this doe. I think she's a little bit longer sided than our second place, and I think that's what kind of gives her the edge out here. Let's give them both a round of applause. Congratulations.
Senior kid first place awarded to Emma Wagner. They'll also stand as your junior champion doe. And second place senior kid to Emma Wagner, which will be your reserve champion junior doe. Our next class in the ring is Milker, 3 years and under 4. We have 1 entry from Emma Wagner with Molly.
Another nice doe out here. Lots of good dairy breed character, nice and slender up through that neck, good length of side, like the teat structure, good udder placement and good attachment there. Let's give the young lady a round of applause.
Milker, 3 years and under 4, first place to Molly Ringwald from Emma Wagner. That'll also stand as your senior champion doe. We're now ready to select our newbie in Grand Champion Doe. We'll have Emma Wagner's Senior Kid Champion and Reserve, and Emma Wagner's Milker 3 years and under 4.
Pretty similar type animals out here. Again, all have good dairy breed character, that nice Nubian head shape. Appreciate that and their uniformity there. The young lady's senior doe out here is going to go ahead and be your champion. I like a doe that's in production. She looks like she's doing a good job for the young lady. Congratulations. And then from there, we're going to follow it up with our junior. Again, love the look and the build of this one here. Should be a good doe for her as well. Congratulations.
Grand Champion Nubian Doe goes to Emma Wagner's Senior Doe, and Reserve to Emma Wagner's Junior Doe. Next class, Nubian Dam and Daughter, 1 entry from Emma Wagner. This is Molly and Ava.
Just a single entry out here in your Dam and Daughter, but certainly deserving of a blue ribbon again. I think that we talked before in the Dam and Daughter, you want to start with a good mama. You want to start your production there with some good genetics, some good lines, some good breeding abilities. We want one that's going to be a good milker for you. And I think that our senior doe obviously had that. She was just our champion. And then she went on to produce this young little junior doe here that I think you have to appreciate the angularity, the build, the structural correctness of it. Let's give them a round of applause. Congratulations.
Nubian Dam and Daughter, first place awarded to Emma Wagner. Up next, we're ready for our Oberhasli. These are our Oberhasli dairy goats. Intermediate kid class, 1 entry from Austin Smith with Mulan.
A nice little neck out here, our single entry. Again, nice and slender through her neck there. Good length of side, good build. She wants to toe out just a little bit, maybe hawking a little bit on the back end. If we could change that about her, that would be cool. But I think she's a nice, cool doe out here to start off with. Congratulations.
Oberhasli intermediate kid, first place, Austin Smith. Next class, Oberhasli senior kid, 2 entries, Trinity Pierce with Persephone and Trinity Pierce with Hestia.
A nice little class out here. We're going to start off with the young lady in the colored shirt here. Will be your first place. I think this doe may be just a little bit more slender up through her neck there, has a little bit more extension, a little bit more length of side, stands down nice and structurally correct on those feet and legs, not to take anything away from our second place. Again, I think we just give up a little bit of the length there. Let's give them both a round of applause. Congratulations.
Results from the Oberhasli Senior Kid Class. First place awarded to Trinity Pierce, and second place also awarded to Trinity Pierce. We're now ready to select our champion junior doe of the Oberhaslis. We need Austin Smith's intermediate kid and Trinity Pierce's senior kids.
We're bringing them out here for our drive, and I think have a little bit of give and take here again, but I think the young lady out of our second class is going to go ahead and be your champion. Just love the build and the structure of this doe. Lots of dairy breed character, good width, good length of side. I think she just easily wins your champion there. I think to me it gets a little bit closer for a reserve. You come out here, you look at them, you study, you kind of pick apart. Whenever we're talking these dairy goats, we want a little bit of width and dimension. We want some length of side. We like the build. I think today we're going to go ahead and use this younger one here will be your reserve champion. Congratulations.
Junior doe champion for the Oberhaslis goes to Trinity Pierce with her senior kid, and reserve junior doe goes to Austin Smith with the intermediate kid. Next class in the ring, Oberhasli, Milker, 2 years and under 3. One entry from Trinity Pierce with Lunar.
A single entry out here, but again, a doe that we really appreciate from this side profile view. She runs uphill for us. She's got a good udder, good teat structure there. She does socket a little bit there, but we'll forgive her a little bit of that. Good length and extension through her front end. Let's give the young lady a round of applause.
Results from the Milker, 2 years and under 3. First place, Trinity Pierce. Next class, Milker, 4 years and under 5. One entry from Trinity Pierce with Mercury.
Again, a single entry out here. Nice long extended neck. Good dairy breed character there around her head. She runs fairly uphill for us. If we could change anything about her, I'd like to bring her up and strengthen that pin set, bring it up a little bit higher so we're a little bit more level top. Let's give the young lady a round of applause.
Oberhasli, Milker, 4 years and under 5. First place to Trinity Pierce with Mercury. Our next class is our senior champion doe. We need Trinity Pierce's milker 2 years and under 3, and Trinity Pierce milker 4 years and under 5.
We just looked at these out here in class. I think in terms of utter uniformity, teat structure, build, general structural correctness, and a doe that we want to have that looks the part, we're going to go ahead and use that 3 and under doe there to be your champion. Congratulations. And followed up with reserve. Congratulations.
Senior champion doe goes to Trinity Pierce, and reserve senior champion doe also to Trinity Pierce. We're now ready for our grand champion, Oberhasli Doe Drive. We need our junior Doe champion, exhibited by Trinity Pierce. The reserve from Austin Smith. Our senior Doe champion, exhibited by Trinity Pierce, and the reserve also from Trinity. Our next class will be Oberhasli Best Udder.
Again, out here for the Oberhaslis, we want obviously structural correctness, good breed character, erect ears, good head shape. We want these does to run uphill, and then our feet and legs to be correct so they can be in production, a good wedge shape. And then you pull all of those things together, and the one that most correctly combines that will be out of your senior champion will be your champion overall, and your junior champion will be your reserve. Congratulations.
Grand champion doe for the Oberhaslis goes to Trinity Pierce's senior doe, and reserve to Trinity Pierce's junior doe. Next up, we'll have Oberhasli Best Udder, 1 entry from Trinity Pierce.
I gotta quit pacing. A single entry out here for Best Udder. The young lady says that she still has babies on her. They're still nursing, so we maybe aren't quite as full as we could be. But again, I think a doe deserving of a blue ribbon here. Let's give her a round of applause. Congratulations.
Oberhasli Best Udder first place awarded to Trinity Pierce. Next class in the ring, we're ready for our recorded grade dairy goats. Intermediate kid, 4 entries. Emma Wagner with Deary, Emma Wagner Oh So Precious, Trinity Pierce Hera, and Austin Smith Gia. Once again, we're on to the recorded grade dairy goats. If you're exhibiting recorded grades, please make your way to ringside.
Nice class of recorded grade out here. You can kind of get a little bit of a mix of a lot of things out here, but I think the young ladies, more La Mancha looking doe out here is a good one to start off with. I just love the build of this doe, the look that she gives us from the side. Lots of good breed character. She runs uphill, good bold rib, stands down square in those feet and legs. Just a nice little doe here to start off with. To me, it gets closer between second and third. A little bit of differences here between the two. I think the one that we used here in second, probably a little bit more longer sided, probably a little bit more correct in her pin set there, probably a little bit heavier boned. I think a nice doe here to follow up in second. And third, kind of the same thing between our third and our fourth here. Third has probably a little bit more volume through the rib there, maybe just stands down a little bit more structurally correct than our fourth place doe here. Let's give them all a big round of applause. Congratulations.
Results of our recorded grade intermediate kid class: first place Emma Wagner, second Austin Smith, third Trinity Pierce, and fourth Emma Wagner. Next class in the ring will be our recorded grade senior kid, one entry from Emma Wagner with Hey Pretty Lady.
A single entry out here, but again, one that's nice and slender, good dairy breed character through that front end. She's got good volume and capacity through her ribs there. If we could change anything, we'd maybe like to make her a little bit more correct off that rear too. She wants to hawk in a little bit, twist on that right hawk as she gets around, but a nice doe here to win your class. Congratulations.
Recorded grade senior kid, first place awarded to Emma Wagner. Next class, recorded grade senior dry yearling. One entry Trinity Pierce with Pommy, and Emma Wagner with Cleopatra.
Ian Mann's goat here, the little almost Alpine La Mancha cross appearing goat here is going to go ahead and win this class. A goat that I think just comes out here, has a little bit more boldness, a little bit more width, a little bit more shape to that top, probably a little bit more depth of side there. One that's maybe giving up a little bit of the slenderness of neck as compared to our second place goat, but I think still one that for me kind of wins this class. The goat that we have out here in second, again, another nice entry, maybe getting a little bit long through those rear legs there, and kind of wants to come in a little bit of the hocks, but a nice doe here too as well. Congratulations.
Recorded grade senior dry yearling, first place Emma Wagner, second Trinity Pierce. We're now ready to select our junior champion doe. From our intermediate kid class, we should have our winner, Emma Wagner, and our second place from Austin Smith. Senior kid winner, Emma Wagner, and senior dry yearling winner, Emma Wagner, and second place, Trinity Pierce. Up next, we're ready for recorded grade milker classes.
think for me, when we get these back out here in the drive, there's a pretty clear winner in my mind. One that just excels in dairy breed character, structural correctness, and general build. The young lady's younger one here out of that first class is going to go ahead and be your champion. Then I think from there it gets a little bit closer. Do you want to go with the senior or follow that up with our reserve and the junior there? I think we could kind of go back and forth. There's some give and takes, but I think we're going to go ahead and use the more older doe here to be your reserve. Congratulations.
Recorded grade junior champion doe goes to Emma Wagner's intermediate kid and reserved to Emma Wagner's senior dry yearling. Next class in the ring, recorded grades. Milkers under 2 years. One entry from Trinity Pierce with Aurora.
Again, a single entry out here, but one that could probably stand up to some more competition. Again, good structural correctness, good build, lots of good extension through that front end. Nice wedge shape here, and she's got an udder for us here that's pretty correct. Let's give this young lady a round of applause.
Recorded grade milker under 2 years of age, first place to Trinity Pierce. Next class, recorded grades milkers 2 years and under 3. 2 entries from Austin Smith, Catalia, and Tiana.
Two entries here in this class. I think we're going to leave them how they stand. I think it's kind of a little bit close between them, but we're going to go ahead and use the young man's little bit larger framed doe here to win this class. I think if we could change anything about her, I'd like to pick her up a little bit in her pin bones, set her down in her hip bones, make her run a little bit more uphill, a little bit leveler top. But again, like the teat structure and the udder there on this doe, she's going to win your class. The young man's second place doe here, again, I think she's a little bit smoother topped than our first place doe in this class. But again, I think she gets a little bit overpowered, and that one has just a little bit more structural correctness through her teats and her udder. Congratulations.
Recorded grades, milkers 3 years and under 4. 2 years and under 3. First place to Austin Smith, and second place also Austin Smith. Next class, recorded grade, milker 3 years and under 4. One entry from Emma Wagner with Athena.
Just a single entry here, but certainly a really nice female that the young lady brings out here today. Nice and level top, deep bodied, good wedge shape, nice dairy character. If we could change anything, we might like to change the uniformity there, make her udder halves a little bit more even. Let's give the young lady a round of applause. Congratulations.
Recorded grade milker, 3 years and under 4, first place, Emma Wagner. Up next, recorded grade senior champion doe drive. Young milker under 2 years of age, Trinity Pierce. Milker 2 years and under 3, Austin Smith with the first and second place. And milker 3 years and under 4, Emma Wagner. After this drive, we'll select our champion doe of the recorded grades.
I think we have a lot of differences out here in this front line, so you kind of have to break it down and prioritize here. We were going to look a lot at dairy breed character, obviously udder and teat structure, how they're built, how they're put together. I think to me, we're going to go ahead and use this young lady's younger one here will be your champion. Congratulations. And then I think it gets a little bit closer for our reserve. I kind of go back and forth here. We have some give and takes. I like the structure of our last doe. They're a little bit better. I like her build. I like how she's put together. I wish her udder halves were a little bit more uniform, a little bit more even there. But I think we're going to go ahead and still use her as your reserve champion. Congratulations.
Recorded grade senior champion doe goes to Trinity Pierce with her yearling milker under 2 years of age. And your reserve senior doe goes to Emma Wagner's milker, 3 years and under 4. We're now ready to select our grand champion doe of the recorded grades. We need junior champion doe Emma Wagner and reserve junior doe Emma Wagner, senior champion doe Trinity Pierce, and reserve senior doe Emma Wagner.
I think for me, when we bring these does back out here and line them up, there's one that to me just excels in terms of dairy breed character, the look that we want to see, the build from the side, structural correctness, how she's put together, all the things that we hope to see in a dairy goat. Your junior champion is going to go ahead and be your overall grand. Congratulations. Then from there, I think it gets a little bit closer. We have some give and takes between our reserve junior and our senior champion senior doe here. A lot of differences between them that we kind of look at. And again, I think you have to just break it down and look at dairy breed character, all the qualities that you want to see in them. I think we're going to go ahead and follow up with your senior will be your reserve champion. Congratulations.
Recorded grade champion doe, grand champion doe goes to Emma Wagner from the junior doe division, and reserve goes to Trinity Pierce with her senior doe champion. Up next, recorded grades, dairy herd. We have one entry from Emma Wagner.
Just a single entry out here for your dairy herd. But I think if you look from top to bottom, this here is a good group out here. Lots of dairy breed character, lots of things that we like and good qualities that we see out here. Let's give these exhibitors a round of applause.
Recorded grade dairy herd, first place to Emma Wagner. Next class, recorded grades, dam and daughter. We have Athena and Oh So Precious.
A nice pair out here for a dam and daughter class. I really like this older doe. She's so up-headed and wedge-shaped and lots of dairy character. And we see a lot of those qualities in her daughter as well. Let's give these exhibitors a round of applause.
Recorded grades, dam and daughter, first place awarded to Emma Wagner. We're now on to our final dairy breed group. We have our Nigerian dwarfs, first class intermediate kids, one entry from Trinity Pierce with Cloud Kicker.
Just a single entry here to start our Nigerian dwarf show. I think a little female here. Looks like she's pretty structurally correct. Certainly carries a lot of the dairy breed characters and the breed characteristics that we like to see here for Nigerian. Let's give the young lady a round of applause.
Nigerian dwarf intermediate kid, first place, Trinity Pierce. Next class, senior dry yearling, 3 entries. Gatlin Snyder with Derpy, Trinity Pierce S'mores, and Sam Hester, Dottie Doodle.
We're gonna start off. We're gonna start off the class with the young man's. Yep, in the front. The young man's doe right here in front of me. She's gonna go ahead and win. I think a doe that's built just a little bit wider. She has a little bit more dense through her bone structure there, wider down her top, a little bit more shape through her ribs. Again, a really nice doe there to start off the class, probably the most structurally correct that we have in here. Not to take anything away from our second place. I really like the dairy character. She's a little bit more slender through her neck there than our first place winner. She just wants to hawk in a little bit, doesn't get around and move. And, well, none of them did, to be honest. But she doesn't have quite the substance of bone as our first place goat in the class. And the young man's goat that we're going to round out the class here. Again, a nice goat. Appreciate the depth of side there. Just want to make her a little more structurally correct to place any higher. Let's give these exhibitors a round of applause.
Nigerian Dwarf Senior Draw Yearlings, first place, Sam Hester. Second, Trinity Pierce. And third, Gatlin Snyder. Next up, Nigerian Dwarf Junior Champion Doe. We need our intermediate kid from Trinity Pierce. And then our senior draw yearling from Sam Hester, and second place from Trinity Pierce.
Be a little bit tricky to do these guys. They don't really want to get out and move for us and show us how they're built, and kind of don't want to cooperate in the ring here maybe as much as some of the other does. But I think from the look that we got from them, we're going to go ahead and use the two from that last class will be your champion in reserve. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Junior champion Doe and the Nigerian Dwarfs goes to Sam Hester, and reserve to Trinity Pierce. Next class, Nigerian Dwarf Milker, 3 years and under 4, 2 entries. Trinity Pierce with Acres and Trinity Pierce Fluttershy.
we're going to go ahead and start off the class with the young ladies. Sandy Brown doe here is going to go ahead and win. She's a doe in milk. I think we appreciate the build, the width of body, the depth of side. She still has good dairy breed character, looks the part of a Nigerian dwarf, so she's going to go ahead and win your class. Not to take anything away from our second place, I really appreciate this doe. Good hair coat. She runs nice and uphill for us. Again, another pretty structurally correct doe here. Let's give the young ladies a round of applause.
Nigerian Dwarf Milker, 3 years and under 4, first place to Trinity Pierce Fluttershy, and second to Trinity Pierce's Starlight. They'll also stand as your senior champion doe and your reserve senior champion doe. We're now ready for our Nigerian Dwarf Grand Champion doe. We need our junior doe champion from Sam Hester and reserve from Trinity Pierce, and our senior champion doe from Trinity Pierce and reserve from Trinity Pierce.
A nice lineup that we have out here when we bring these Nigerians back out. Again, some differences. I think you can see all of these kind of look the part. They look like they're breed standard. They have the look in the structure that we want to see in a dairy breed for these Nigerians. I think it just comes down to little things and personal preference. For me personally, I want to see one that runs uphill, has a good wedge shape. And I think whenever we bring them out here, I think the young lady senior doe here is going to go ahead and be your champion. And we're going to follow that up with our junior champion here for reserve. Congratulations. Thank you.
Grand champion doe for the Nigerian Dwarfs goes to Trinity Pierce's senior doe, and reserve goes to Sam Hester's junior doe. Next class, Nigerian Dwarf Best Udder. We have 2 entries, one from Trinity Pierce and one from Austin Smith. coming into the ring, we'll have our best Dillon show of our dairy breeds. Your grand champion, Oberhasli. Grand champion La Mancha Doe, Emma Wagner with Sassafras. Grand champion Nubian Doe, Emma Wagner's Molly Ringwald. Grand champion Oberhasli Doe, Trinity Pierce, Lunar. Grand champion recorded grade Doe, Emma Wagner's Deary. And our grand champion Nigerian dwarf Doe is Trinity Pierce, Fluttershy.
When we bring all these breeds back out here, there's obviously a lot of differences amongst the breeds and things that you kind of like and don't like, but you can certainly see the breed characteristics emphasized in each of these out here. I think whenever you're comparing apples to oranges like this, you kind of just have to take a step back and sort of compare and decide you're kind of comparing against the breed standard, maybe more than animal to animal. And whenever you compare the breed standard, you want obviously across the board, you want those dairy characteristics. We want to see a slender neck. We want them to look like the breed that they're representing. Certainly, if we're in milk, we want to see good udder quality, teat structure, and all of those things combined into a good package out here. When we get out here and look at them, in my mind, it's kind of probably a little more between the Nubian, the Oberhasli, and the recorded grade. And I think we kind of want to analyze and look at each of those things that we talk about and kind of put some weight on them to decide where we land. While we go out here and take one last look, let's get you each of these exhibitors another round of applause.
Our best Dillon show goes to Emma Wagner's Nubian. Congratulations, Emma's receiving a belt buckle as her prize today along with her banner. We'll now select our reserve best of show.
We dropped that reserve out here, and certainly a nice little Nubiendo there. I think we're going to go ahead and follow it up with the Oberhausley for reserve. Congratulations.
Reserve best in show goes to Trinity Pierce's Oberhausley. Lunar. Trinity is receiving a chair and a banner. Congratulations. Let's put a great big hand together for our judge, Miss Karen Noel, her daughter Zoe, and all of our exhibitors and the Dairy Goats. Give us just a couple seconds to reset, and we're going to start in with our meat breeds. 5-minute break. Attention exhibitors, if you're interested in signing up for Pee Wee Showmanship, that'll be held on Friday at 3:30 p.m. Those sign-ups will be held today from 12 to 4 outside the livestock office. Once again, Pee Wee Showmanship, sign-ups today from 12 to 4 outside the livestock office, or you can sign up again on Wednesday from 12 to 4, same place. All Pee Wee exhibitors must have a waiver turned in to compete on Friday. Also, exhibitors, if you're interested in applying for the Joe Webster Memorial Scholarship, you can complete your application at the conclusion of the goat show before we start the rabbit show. We'll be set up outside the livestock office for that as well. Remember, prizes are $250 for each age division. Senior division is $1,000. Those will be awarded on Saturday at the Junior Livestock Sale. You can only apply one time, so you can do it this part of the week, or you can wait and do it later, Wednesday and Thursday during the market part of the week. Your choice. Breeding goat exhibitors, we're ready for our meat breeds. Breeding goat exhibitors, we're ready for meat breeds. Up first, Boer Full Blood, Purebred Yearling, 16 and under 20 months. Two entries, Aubrey Watkins, Mississippi Queen, and Aubrey Watkins, Ruby.
Two entries in this class. We're going to go ahead and start with the young man's red doe here. Will be first place. Just a doe. I love how wide and bold she is. She's so bold sprung through the middle there. Big bone. She stands down nice and square on those feet and legs. Got good depth of body. A good look from the side. If I could change anything about her, I know she's a little bit heavier conditioned and in show shape, but if I could change anything about her, I'd like to clean her up a little bit through the neck area and make her a little bit more feminine fronted there. The young lady's goat that we have here in second, just coming at us today with a little bit of a rougher hair coat, probably doesn't have quite the width, not packing the bone that our first place does. Maybe a little bit more length and extension through that front end, but a nice doe there for second. Let's give them both a round of applause.
Boer Full Blood, yearling doe, 16 months and under 20. First place, Aubrey Watkins. Second place, Aubrey Watkins. They'll also stand as your champion yearling doe. Next class, senior doe, 2 years and under 3. One entry from Trinity Pierce with Pound Cake.
Just a single entry here. I like this dapple doe. She's got good frame size, good length, good extension, stands down pretty square on those feet and legs. A nice doe here in this class. Congratulations.
Full Blood doe, 2 years and under 3. First place to Trinity Pierce. She'll also be your senior champion doe of our Full Bloods. We're now ready to select our grand champion Full Blood Boer doe. We need our yearling doe, Aubrey Watkins Ruby, and reserve Aubrey Watkins Mississippi Queen, and then Trinity Pierce's senior doe Pound Cake.
A nice couple does we have out here for your drive. I think to me it's a pretty easy call here. I like this young man still out of that first class. I think just you really have to appreciate the side profile on her. She stands down so wide, good length of side, good substance of bone. Again, I think she's just a really nice female here to win your class. To me, it gets a little bit closer for reserve. Kind of some differences, some gives and takes with each of these does. Again, with these boards, I'm going to go ahead with power. We're going to follow up with the doe out of that same class there for your reserve. I think she stands down on more substance of bone, has more width of body. Nicely follows our champion there to be your reserve. Congratulations.
Grand champion doe, full blood doe goes to Aubrey Watkins, and reserve grand also to Aubrey Watkins. Next up, we're ready for our boar percentages. First class is Doe Kids, 3 months and under 6. 2 entries from Trinity Pierce, Trixie and Dixie.
A nice pair out here to start off our percentage show. The young ladies know that's going to go ahead and win the class. I think one that just moves around the ring with a little bit more natural width at the base. She might be a little bit more up-headed, a little bit more feminine fronted there. And she's got good depth of body, good spring through her rib there. Nice little doe to win. Not to take anything away from the young man here in second. Love the bone on that doe. She's nice and wide through her chest floor there. Just like to change her a little bit through that rear leg set, maybe make her a little bit wider from stifle to stifle. Let's give them both a round of applause.
Board percentage, Doe Kid, 3 months and under 6, first and second place, both to Trinity Pierce. Next class, Doe Kid, 9 months and under 12, 1 entry from Amelia Brown with Coral.
A single entry out here, but the doe that could certainly stand up to a lot more competition. She's so bold and powerful, wide, and she's just so three-dimensional there from the three-quarter view. Just a really nice doe here, big and powerful, wide down that top, stands down on good substance of bone. Nice fit job on her as well to make her look even better for us. Let's give the young lady a big round of applause.
Board percentage, Doe Kid, 9 months and under 12, first place, Amelia Brown. We're now ready to select our percentage board champion Doe Kid. From our Doe Kid, 3 months and under 6, we need Trinity Pierce's first and second place goat. And the Doe Kid 9 months and under 12 from Amelia Brown. Next class will be our senior doe, 2 years and under 3.
When we get these does back out here for the drive, I think it's pretty obvious which one kind of runs away with it here a little bit. The young ladies doe of that last class will be your champion. Again, bold and powerful, pretty profiling, just a really nice doe here. Congratulations. And we'll follow that up with the first out of that other class. Congrats.
Champion percentage board Doe Kid goes to Amelia Brown and reserve to Trinity Pierce. Next class, percentage boars, senior doe, 2 years and under 3. 1 entry, Trinity Pierce with Chrysalis.
A nice black doe here to have in this class here. Good length of side. Really appreciate the boldness, the bone that this doe has. She stands down nice and square on those feet and legs. Got good length of side. Nice little doe here. Let's give the young lady a round of applause.
Percentage board doe, 2 years and under 3. First place, Trinity Pierce. She'll also be your senior champion doe.
Again, when we get these does back out here, I think it's pretty obvious which one kind of runs away with this show here. This doe, I think if you disagree with my placement, we probably won't be friends. I think this one here kind of is a glow stick in the dark. You can kind of see her and spot her from anywhere. The young ladies junior champion there will be your overall. Congratulations. From there, I think it gets a little bit closer which one you want to follow it up with reserve. We have some give and takes here. The junior doe maybe just not quite as deep through the lower leg there. We'd like to add a little bit more muscling, maybe have her stand down a little square, add a little bit more substance of bone. And our senior doe, we'd like to add a little bit of rib, maybe clean her up through her front end there. But again, I think whenever you kind of evaluate them, we're going to go ahead and use our senior champion there. Will be your reserve. Congratulations.
Grand champion doe percentage doe goes to Amelia Brown and reserve to Trinity Pierce. Congratulations. We're now ready for our crossbred meat does. First class is kids 3 months and under 6. We have 6 entries. Kason Fraker with Ivy, Brynleah Gamble with Willow, Lacey Lehman, Chick Hicks, Katie Miller, Chica, Allie Lehman, Takova, and Kason Fraker, Lily. Next class to ringside, crossbred, meat goats, doe kids, 6 months and under 9. There are 15 entries. 2 from Lane Brenize, 2 from Jordan Naylor, Sophia Hester, Emmeline Martin, 2 from Christopher Kelly, Kayla Zelafro, Taylor Sturm, 2 from Lexi Carter, Jaden Harvey, and 2 from Faith Deal.
really good class whenever we get started on these crossbreeds. I think the young ladies, though, to win this class does so pretty easily. Just really love the structure of this doe, how she's built, how she's put together, and yet she's still feminine through that front end, pretty slender through her neck there. And then whenever you go back and you get behind her, she's so bold and so powerful, and she's so wide at the ground, and she's just full at the top. Just a really nice complete type doe there to win your class. To me, it gets a little bit closer between second and third. I really like this doe here that we have in second. She's got a little bit more extension. She's got a lot more elevation. She stands down so square and structurally correct on those feet and legs. I really like the shape of her and how she relaxes through her top spine. And again, whenever you get behind them, the young ladies doe that we have here in second just carries so much more width and more muscle through that stifle area. She stands down a little bit wider at the ground. She's just a little bit more powerful there. She's going to go ahead and be your second. The young ladies that we have in third, I really like this doe. She's so pretty profiling. I wish she would just relax her top there just a little bit whenever she gets down around the move. She wants to roach a little bit. And again, she just gets a little bit overpowered here in this class today, but certainly a really nice doe there in third. And then for me, it gets a little bit closer here whenever we move on down the line. We have a lot of gives and takes. I think the young ladies doe here that we have in fourth place, one that whenever you get off and you study them from the side, she kind of strikes a nicer profile maybe for us than some of the ones in the class behind her. Whenever she gets around and moves, I do wish we could clean her up. She gets a little bit loose in her structure, but I think she still kind of stands here and looks the part for us here. Congratulations. The next young man that's the goat that we have in line one doesn't maybe want to move as freely and easily, but certainly one that I think really nice and up-headed, feminine and slender, and sleek through that front end there. Maybe just doesn't have quite the levelness through the hip there that we like to see. Let's give him a nice round of applause. And to round out the class, the young ladies goat here that we're going to finish off with. Again, one that whenever we get her out and move her around the ring, she just gets a little bit jammed up there, gets a little bit high in her hip, and wants to look a little bit straight out her rear there, her rear leg set there. Let's give her a round of applause to all the exhibitors in this class. Congratulations.
Crossbred meat goats, doe kids, 3 months and under 6, first place, Katie Miller. Second, Lacey Lehman. Third, Allie Lehman. Fourth, Kaysen Fraker. Fifth, Kaysen Fraker. And sixth, Benlia Gamble. Next class, crossbred, doe kids, 6 months and under 9, 15 entries. Lane Brun Eyes with Mocha and Lips. Jordan Naylor, Birdie and Penny. Sophia Hester, Rodeo. Emmeline Martin, Squirrely. Christopher Kelly, Tink and Sammy. Kayla Zelafro, Malibu. Taylor Storm, Diva. Lexi Carter with Kirby and Malibu. Jaden Harvey, Malibu. Faith Deal, Ember, and Faith Deal, Marbles. Next class, crossbred doe kids 9 months and under 12. Lexi Carter and Warren Brown, please be at ringside.
Really good class. It was a lot of fun to sort. It's kind of fun having my daughter out here. We get to talk through it a little bit. I can tell you we didn't necessarily agree on every single placing, but they kind of landed in the group. We could at least agree on that. The young lady that we're going to start off here with, I think just so powerful, so wide across the top, stands down so wide and square at the base, and yet she's still plenty elevated up through that front end. A really nice doe there to win your class. The young man's goat that we have here in second, again, another one, you have to love the profile that this doe strikes. Really nice and up-headed, very feminine fronted. She wants to get a little bit over on her toes there. Wish we could change that about her, relax her a little bit through her front legs, but a really nice, pretty doe there to come in second. The young lady's goat that we have coming out here in third, again, another one, you really love the profile of this one. I think every now and again she wants to come up a little bit at her top, but again, another one, we'd like to relax her a little bit through those front legs, set her back, but really pretty, nice feminine front end, really nice, strikes such a pretty profile for us. Again, a nice big top doe here in third. Congratulations. The young lady's doe that we have out here in fourth, one that is so big and powerful. She's so wide across that top. Whenever you stand off of her, she's so wide. We'd like to clean her up a little bit through her front end there, maybe make her a little bit more feminine. And whenever you set her, I would recommend that you set those legs just a little bit closer together. I know we want to set them square and wide, but you're kind of losing your look a little bit. You're doing yourself a little bit of a disservice. So if you put those back legs together, it's just a little bit more natural stance for her, and she carries herself together a little bit better. But again, another one so bold and powerful, so wide through her center forerib there. You just really have to appreciate that boldness and the muscle and the punch that she packs. Congratulations. The young lady that comes out here in fifth. Again, a really nice one from the side. Such a pretty profiling one. Nice and up-headed and feminine. She likes to get out and move around the ring. Just wish that there was a little bit more to her. If we could have a little bit more muscle across the top, maybe have a little bit more muscle down there through the stifle area in the lower leg to place her any higher. And whenever we move down here, the young lady's goat that we have here next, again, a really nice functional type female. Nice and wide down that top, just maybe doesn't have the pizzazz and the kind of cool look that the ones in the class above her do to place any higher, but still a good, really nice, solid female there. Again, kind of the same story here. Another female, just doesn't pack the punch, doesn't have quite the muscle, the dimension. I'd like to maybe give her a little bit more depth of body to be, a productive female for you. But again, a nice doe, solid female there, pretty profiling. The young man's goat that we come out here next, like to maybe fix her, excuse me, through her front end there. Maybe you give her a little bit more spread through the chest floor, pull her apart at the forearm. But again, one that's so has such length and stretch through her front end there. We certainly appreciate that about her. Next young lady's goat that we have coming out here next. Again, another one just doesn't have quite that boldness, not quite as wide through the chest floor. Doesn't have the power that we see from behind to place any higher. Congratulations. The next young lady's goat that we have out here, one that does have a little bit more width. She's probably a little bit wider through that chest floor than the young lady's goat in front of her. One that whenever you look at her from the side profile, she gets a little bit heavy chested there, a little bit waisty up through her front end. If we could clean her up there, maybe make her a little bit more solid, she could place a little bit higher today. Next young lady's goat again. Another one, a really nice functional type female. She's going to be a great brood doe for you. We're getting a little bit heavy chested there. Doesn't have quite the show look that some of the ones in the class above her, but love the elevation and extension through that front end. Nice doe there for you. Young lady's red doe next. Again, another one. She stands down nice and wide through that chest floor. We just like to make her a little bit more solid through for her structure. Maybe tighten her up a little bit there. She wants to get a little bit loose. Give her a little bit more strength at the top there to place any higher. The next young lady's dapple kind of doe out here. Cool look from the side. She kind of catches your eye when she comes out here with that cool coloring. One that she wants to get a little bit steep through her rear there. We'd like to pick her up a little bit, level her out from hip bones to pin bones to give her just a little bit nicer profile look there for you. And the young lady's goat that we have coming out here to round out this class, again, where we just need a little bit more power, a little bit more punch to place any higher today. Really great class. Let's give them all a big round of applause.
Crossbred, doe kid 6 months and under 9. First place, Taylor Sturm. Second, Christopher Kelly. Third, Christopher Kelly. Fourth, Emmeline Martin, 5th lane, Bruneyes. 6th place, Lexi Carter. 7th, Jaden Harvey. And 8th, Jordan Naylor. Next class, crossbred doe kids, 9 months and under 12. Lexi Carter with Patches and Warren Brown's Gwen.
A nice pair out here, kind of one that makes you sort of have to answer the question in the goat industry right now where we're headed with the frame size. And we don't want to get them too moderate, so moderate that they're not capable to be productive mamas. So that's something that we want to watch out for and be careful of and keep in the back of our mind. That being said, my personal preference and kind of my style, and this really just kind of what's your style, what's your pick? I'm kind of leaning more towards the young man's smaller framed goat here. I think she just has that show quality look that we like to see. She's tucked up a little bit more through her chest floor there. Whenever you get her on the profile, she stands down on some good feet and legs. I like how square she is. She's nice and level topped. I think a nice one there to win the class. And that's not to say anything away from our second place. If that's your style and that's one that you like, I would not disagree. And I would say you could go ahead and use it. For me, I just would like to tuck her up. She's getting a little bit heavy through the chest there. Wants to come a little bit forward in her neck set and out the roll of her shoulder blade there. But again, another one that you have to appreciate the depth of body and the boldness there. Really good class. Let's give them both a round of applause.
Doe kid, 6 months and under 9. Or 9 months and under 12. Warren Brown, first place. Second, Lexi Carter. We're now ready to select our champion crossbred doe kid. From the 3 months and under 6, we have Katie Miller and Lacey Lehman. 6 months and under 9, Taylor Sturm and Christopher Kelly. And 9 months and under 12, Warren Brown and Lexi Carter. Next class will be our crossbred pair of junior does, Christopher Kelly, Jordan Naylor, Lane Bruneyes, and Lexi Carter. Pair of junior does to ringside.
As we bring all these does back out here, I'm not going to talk them again. We do that in class. But I think whenever you look at these females, there's one out here that just kind of blows the rest away in my mind, one that's just my speed, the type and kind that I like. The style is so bold and powerful. She's wide through the center of her body. She's wide at the base. She's wide at the top. She's still feminine through that front end. Love the set to her hock. Love how she gets out and moves around the ring. Just a really pretty doe here. You love the profile. The young ladies doe out of that first class will be your champion. Congratulations.
Champion crossbred doe kid goes to Katie Miller with Chica.
Again, when we bring out that second and you line them all up again, I think there's just one that most closely follows the type and kind of that champion doe that we use. Just so bold, thick through the forearms, stands down square on feet and legs, wide through the center of her body, big at the top, big at the ground. Just another nice doe here. She's gonna get second class. There will be your reserve.
Crossbred Doe Kid Reserve champion goes to Taylor Sturm with Diva. Congratulations to our exhibitors in that group. We're now ready for our pair of junior does. Christopher Kelly with Tink and Sammy, Jordan Naylor, Birdie and Penny, Lane Brenaz, Lips and Mocha, Lexi Carter. Should have 4 pairs.
I think a pairs class is always fun because obviously we've already had all these goats out here and we've placed them all on quality and what they look like and structural correctness and their meat characteristics and all of the kind of things that we look for whenever we have meat breeding does out here. And then we bring them back for pairs. We want them to be good, but we want them to match. So we want kind of a match set that looks like they could have came out of the same buck or the same doe or similar breeding. And I think there's one pair out here that obviously really matches well. I think there's one clear winner. That'll be the pair here to the far, my right. They're going to go ahead and win this class. Just really nice animals and a really good match set. Similar handle quality, stand down square in those feet and legs. Just really similar in type and kind. I love their structural correctness, how they look, how they profile from the side. Their rear view is very similar. Could have come out of the same bucks or same breeding. I would fully believe that. So really nice pair there to win your class. To me, it gets a little bit closer between our second and our third place pair. Just because we have some animals that I maybe like one of them a little bit more than the other as an individual, but whenever you line them up as a pair, how do they kind of get along there together? And in terms of handle quality, whenever we look at them from the side, how do they match? I think to me it gets a little bit close between the two pairs here to my right in front of me. Whenever I went and I got my hands on them, I think they handled a little bit more similar in terms of handle quality, so the pair here in front of me is going to go ahead and be second. Again, I think they just matched up and looked the part a little bit more nicely, handled with big tops, just a little bit more uniform pair there. The pair that we used in third, really nice pair here, like individual things about each of them. Really nice set. Don't quite line up whenever you get your hands on them. Don't quite look quite as uniform as maybe the two pairs in the class above them, but still certainly a nice set out here with some similarities to make them a pair. Let's give these two a round of applause. And then we're going to round out the class here with a couple of goats. Really nice in individuals, just don't quite match up quite as well as a pair, but certainly really nice in their own right. Let's give this class a big round of applause. Congratulations.
Crossbred meat does, best pair of junior does. First place, Christopher Kelly. Second, Jordan Naylor. Third, Lane Bruneyes. And fourth, Lexi Carter. Next class, young does 16 months and under 20. Addison Martin's Lizzie, Jacob Best McFlurry, and Jace Kelly Gabby.
A nice class out here. I think one that kind of easily steals the show in my mind. The young lady's goat right in front of me that wins this class. Again, whenever you study her from every angle, the top side, she's wide. Center of her body, wide. Base of her is wide. When you get behind her, she's wide. Wide through the chest floor. Just really powerful, bold type female. We'd maybe like to make her a little bit more feminine through that front end, but I think she has enough length and extension certainly to carry herself and be a good breeding type female for the young lady. The young man's goat that we have coming out here in second. Again, one that we'd maybe like to fix a couple things. Her legs, clean her up structurally. She's getting a little bit straight. She wants to hawk in a little bit. But whenever you study her from the side, again, another one that's really plenty wide down that top. Good arch and spring to her rib there. Really love the Roman nose on her. A nice little female there for second. The young man's goat that we have here in third. Another one that I'm sure is a good productive female for the young man. She just kind of gets a little outpowered today. Let's give them all a big round of applause.
Crossbred meet goats. Yearling doe, 16 months and under 20. First place, Addison Martin. Second, Jace Kelly. And third, Jacob Best. We're now ready for our crossbred champion yearling doe. We need... Actually, they'll stand as your yearling doe champion. Sorry, my apologies. Next class will be our crossbred senior does, 2 years and under 3.
Just a single female out here, one that you certainly appreciate how extended she is up through her front end and neck there, one that certainly moves around with plenty of substance and certainly deserves to win a blue ribbon here in this class. Let's give the young lady a round of applause.
Crossbred senior doe, 2 years and under 3. First place, Brinley Gamble. Next class, crossbred does, 3 years and under 4. Aubrey Watkins with Gertrude and Jace Kelly with Holly.
A nice pair of females out here. We're going to start off with one that's just a little bit more my type and kind of the style that I like. This doe is so elegant up through her front end there, so extended. You look at her from the side, such a pretty profile. She's got plenty of mass and width and dimension to her. If we could change anything about her teat structure there, this isn't a dairy class and it's probably a good thing. Teat structure can be a pain on one like that, but she's so pretty, so elegant, so extended there. A really nice doe here to win your class. The young man's goat that we have here in second, so bold-bodied and powerful as well. She's just probably not quite as clean and as stylish up through that front end there today. Let's give them both a round of applause.
Crossbred senior doe, 3 years and under 4. First place, Jace Kelly. Second, Aubrey Watkins. Next class, senior doe, 4 years and under 5. One entry from Tyler Best with Blossom.
Just a single entry here, but a doe that certainly looks like to be a productive type female. She gets around, she moves about this ring nice and freely and easily. We love that about her. Again, just a really nice doe there, pretty profiling. Maybe like to clean her up, tuck her up a little bit in that chest floor, but certainly a nice doe here to win your class. Congratulations.
Senior doe, 4 years and under 5. First place, Tyler Best. We're now ready to select our senior champion doe. From the 2 years and under 3, Brinley Gamble. 3 years and under 4, Jace Kelly and Aubrey Watkins. 4 years and under 5, Tyler Best.
we bring them back out here for the drive, I think there's one that's pretty obvious who the winner should be. I think in my mind there's one that's just, she really looks the part. She's nice and feminine through that front end. Has lots of extension up through her neck. She's got a nice wedge shape. She's so bold and powerful. She's wide through her center body. She stands down square on her feet and leg. Young man out of your middle class there is going to be your champion. Congratulations.
Champion senior doe goes to Jace Kelly. We'll now select our reserve. Up next, best doe and show, meet breeds competing.
I think there are some differences out here between the does when we drop, when we drop in that second place. I personally am one that's always going to go for power. We're going to go ahead and follow up with that second place out of that middle class for your reserve. Congratulations.
Reserve champion senior doe went to Aubrey Watkins. Now in the ring, we're selecting our grand champion crossbred doe. From our doe kids, we have Katie Miller and Taylor Sturms. Yearling does Addison Martin and Jace Kelly. And our senior does Jace Kelly and Aubrey Watkins.
Really good group of does out here. Let's put your hands together for all these exhibitors. In my mind, there's just one that's really my type and kind. one that I really appreciate, love to have in my barn, the kind, whenever you come out here and look at shows, that's kind of how I always evaluate them, which one would I like to take home in terms of structurally correct, how they look like, how you think they're going to produce for you. The young lady out of that first junior, that's going to be your champion. I just love this doe. I love her build. She gets around. She moves so freely and easily. She's so wide and powerful and bold. Just to me, one that kind of steals the show there. Then for me, it gets a little bit closer between our reserves. And I think there's some similarities here between the two, some give and takes on either end. We're going to put the mic down, walk around, take another look at them to decide your champion. Let's give them all another round of applause.
Grand champion crossbred doe goes to Katie Miller and reserve to Addison Martin. We're now ready to select our best doe in show of our meat breeds. Into the ring, we should have our grand champion Brewer full-blood doe, Aubrey Watkins, and reserve grand full-blood, Aubrey Watkins. From our Brewer percentages, grand champion doe, Amelia Brown, and reserve, Trinity Pierce. And our crossbred grand champion doe, Katie Miller, and reserve, Addison Martin.
Certainly we have a really strong group of females out here for your overall best meat doe and show. A really good group, not just here, but plenty that were left back in the barn of top quality, really nice females. I want to thank y'all for having me out. It was really fun starting the show today. It was just a little bit special getting to do it with my daughter and having her out here and getting to talk through some classes with her and kind of teach her some things. So that was fun, and I appreciate the opportunity to do that. Never take for granted the opportunities that come out here. I know county fairs come with all their stuff that just comes with the county fair. Just don't lose sight of what's really most important and what we're really doing here. These goats in the ring, pretty cool. The kids in the ring, way better. Kids in the barn, way better. What you're learning out here, way better than any banner. The morals, the values, the responsibility you're learning. You don't even know what you're learning, but I promise you, the things that you're doing are building who you are. This is your foundation. This is who you are and who you will become as a human being and who we're going to put out in the world. The most important work that you will ever do, there's a saying, the most important work that you will ever do is in the walls of your home. And I would add to that, it's in the walls of your barn. I know for me and my family, even the sweatiest, worst days, I know they're going to look back on that when we're older, and those will be their fondest memories. They certainly are for me and my family. Just the best times in my childhood. And I know that you guys will feel that when you're older. Doesn't make sense to you yet, but when you're old, it will. So this is what's most important, is the time together. I hope you all have a great Fair Week. I hope you all enjoy that. I hope you get to make some memories and have fun. And if you didn't place where you wanted to today, I hope you learned something. If you don't know something, go ask somebody. These kids out here in the ring, they've done an awesome job. Go ask them. The kids back in the barn, if you saw something somebody did well, go ask them, talk to them, and learn. This is your opportunity to learn, which is the best place to learn is at a county fair. You're stuck together for days, locked in a barn. So that's your best place to learn and gain knowledge. I hope you all take advantage of that. We're going to go out here and select your champion. I think we have really top quality goats out here. I think there's one that for me is just my type and kind, one that's just really my speed, so feminine fronted, so elegant, so pretty from the side, so bold, so powerful. The young lady out here out of your crossbred is going to be your champion. Congratulations.
Best stolen show of our meat breeds goes to Katie Miller. Out of our crossbreed division, we'll bring in the reserve, Addison Martin, and we'll pick a reserve. Katie Miller received a belt buckle. Our reserve will receive a chair. Before we pick our last one here, let's put our hands together one more time for all of our exhibitors, our ring help, most importantly, our judge, Karen Noah, her daughter Zoe. Thank you so much for coming out today. Thanks to our sponsors. We'll pick your reserve, and then we'll move on with our day.
Again, we drop in that reserve there. High quality set of females across the board here. I like them all. They all have such good qualities, such good attributes. A lot to be said for each and every one of them. Whenever you face a difficult choice like this, for me personally, I just kind of go back to, if I had to today pick one that I'm going to take home and put in my barn. What do I want to breed with, and what do I want to make more of? So I kind of keep that in mind as we go out here and select your reserve. Let's give them all again another nice big round of applause. Congratulations to everyone today. Reserve Best Darn Show goes to Amelia Brown.
out of our below percentage division. Thank you so much once again. We appreciate you coming out and supporting our goat exhibitors. We'll get some pictures. And we'll see everybody back here at 1 o'clock.